Others. Many years ago, I heard about a man who was retiring after spending his entire working career with the same manufacturing company. The company gave him a party. At the party, it was stated that during his career, he had only worked for 2 supervisors. Somebody asked which supervisor he enjoyed working for the most. Without hesitation, he called the second supervisor's name. When asked why, he replied, "About halfway through my time with the company, my mama became very ill. I had to take personal leave time to care for her. On my first day back to work, my first supervisor met me in the parking lot. He began to tell me how glad he was I was back, how badly things had gone on my job while I was gone, how nobody could run my job like me, and just how happy he was that I was back." He continued, "Shortly thereafter, the company changed my supervisor. Unfortunately, my mama got sick again, and I had to take another personal leave." Continuing, he said, "The difference in the 2 supervisors is that when I returned to work from the second leave, the second supervisor, just like the first one, met me in the parking lot. However, the first words out of his mouth were, 'How's your mama?' He was more concerned about how I was doing than how my job was doing." There's a tremendous lesson here. It is not until we learn to make others the focus of our attention and affections that we will fully become all God intends. As I am seated at my computer in my studio recording this devotion, I'm reminded of a story that I heard about the founder of the Salvation Army. It illustrates the point I'm trying to make beautifully. The story goes like this. It was Christmas Eve, 1910. General William Booth, the founder of the Salvation Army, was an invalid and near the end of his life. He couldn't attend the Army's annual convention. Someone near the general suggested that Booth send a telegram to be read at the opening of the convention to the many Salvation Army soldiers in attendance as an encouragement for their many hours of labor serving others throughout the holidays and the cold winter months. Booth agreed. Funds were limited and telegrams were charged by the word. So, to ensure as much money as possible would still go to help the needy, General Booth decided to send a one-word message. He searched his mind and reviewed his years of ministry, seeking the one word that would summarize his life, the mission of the Army, and encourage the soldiers to press on. When the thousands of delegates met, the moderator announced that Booth could not be present due to his failing health. Gloom and pessimism swept across the convention floor until the moderator announced that Booth had sent a telegram to be read at the start of the first session. He opened the message and read just one word, others. The Bible teaches us in Ecclesiastes 11:1, "Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days." Solomon teaches us to believe that if we focus on doing good for others, somehow that good will find its way back to us. So, maybe we should learn to be more genuinely concerned about others than merely what they can do for us. In love, we need to learn to invest in the lives of those in our sphere of influence. I promise, if we do, the investment will come back. Galatians 6:7 teaches, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." By the way, when's the last time you did an anonymous act of kindness for somebody? You may want to think about that. Others is the word of the day. Lord, you know that we live in a sin-sick, self-centered world today, Lord, where our focus seems to be on me, mine, and things I can get, and it's all about me. God, would you burn into our hearts as we listen to this devotion, God, that it's about others. If we want to experience all that you have for us to experience, then, Lord, make us realize we've got to give that same thing to others, God, to others. You taught in your word, you said, if a man would have friends, he must show himself friendly. Lord, we must be and model the change we want to see in others. God, again, I ask that you burn that word into our hearts, others. In your name, amen.